People, make sure you subscribe to Baba TV. Subscribe to Baba TV. You know, it's a great brother, sincere, genuine in spirit and in heart. Make sure you subscribe to Baba TV. Also to Alpha Omega Clan, and also subscribe to Maccabees TV. With that, it's A.O.C signing out. Shalawam. Accept this image here. It was accept this image or die. So this is the false image. This is never the image of Christ. Not according to history, not according to the Bible. Understand? So now if Christ was a Jew and he was black, what color did that make the rest of the Jews, the Israelites? There you go. That's simple. Because when you look it up, right? Christ lived in Israel, right? On what continent is Israel sit on? On what continent's tectonic plate does Israel sit on?
What is that?
Africa. Israel is technically Northeast Africa. A land where it was nothing but always people of color. So what makes you think Christ and the rest of the Jews will be white people? It's impossible. It don't make any sense. That's falsified history. You understand? So when you look up Christ and the ancient Israelites, there were always people of color. That's what we out here. We letting our people know, blacks and Hispanics, and you're the descendants of the original Hebrew Israelites.
That's right.
You understand? We claiming our identity back. This man that called himself a Jew was never, is not now, and never will be a Jew. These people come from the Khazarian Empire. You understand? Under King Bulan, they took on our customs. These aren't the real Israelites.
Peace and Black Power. Welcome to another edition of Baba TV, House of Consciousness. And today is my absolute privilege to be. I've been trying to get an interview with this brother for quite a while. There go Brother Sanetta just pulled up. This is one of the lieutenants. I'm going to say the lieutenant for Brother Hashar of the mighty A.O.C. I'm sure the family has seen him teaching. He's a very brilliant teacher. He knows how to teach. I first saw him down in Times Square, and he was teaching this. I think he was a Dominican brother, and it blew my mind how he just sat up there or stood up there and taught this brother. And I knew when he left that it was a change. The light had came on in his head. So I want to start first with what's going on in Puerto Rico. Because now when I listen, brother, on the news, we hear Donald Trump talking about, you know, it's just throwing shit at the people, you know, saying that, you know, it's the government, it's your own damn fault. I think go into the history of the people of Puerto Rico and how it got corrupted, because we know that the white man is at the root of all of it, rather than putting the blame on our people.
Right. As far as Puerto Rico, we already know it's been colonialized. You know, after the U.S. got Puerto Rico from Spain, you know, Puerto Rico at that point in time went along with it, thinking that they were going to be freed, but they just went from one oppressor's hand to the next oppressor's hand. So now Puerto Rico, being that very tiny island, you know, with about a population of just over 3 million people, less now because day by day you have thousands of so-called Puerto Ricans just fleeing the island, especially now due to what's going on. Now as far as Trump and every previous U.S. president prior to that, for all these years have been bleeding out the life, sucking out the life out the island. You know, you have all these vulture funds, hedge funds, right, that are buying it, that bought up the debt of Puerto Rico, the debt that the U.S. caused, right? Because the island of Puerto Rico, I believe, is in Shalom. Okay, how's everything?
Good. What's up?
Everything good. I think it's over $73 billion in debt. Now, they received about $73 billion so-called in helping the island throughout the years, but the island still looks like, is broke down and poor. Where did all that money go? The white man. They set up their governors and so on and so forth out there in the island, and they've been bleeding the island dry. You understand? So as far as Trump talking about Puerto Rico is knocking America's economy out of whack, but meanwhile Trump had opened up a golf course in Puerto Rico, and then he let it go in debt. He left a $33 million debt just on that golf course in Puerto Rico. But yet he want to talk about Puerto Rico has the U.S. economy out of whack. It's crazy how he threw. I seen about 1,000 memes of President Trump throwing a jump shot with the bounty. That was just a spit in the face of all the people on the island. Like, here's a donation, here, have some tissue. So, but in a way, I'm glad that stuff like this is happening, because there's far too many so-called Latinos in Puerto Rico that want to join hand in hand with the so-called white man, right? Because they all think they white. So I hope this is a huge eye-opener to let them know. Look, man, they look at you how they look at every other person of color. You ain't no better. You speak a different language, you're more light-skinned, so you think you better. So now this is going on, and America's showing you their ass. It's giving you their ass to kiss. And I hope this is an eye-opener for my people. But in a way, being that I come from that island, of course, it still hits home. I got family there. Still hardly any power. People are still dying over there. Matter of fact, where I'm coming from right now is I came from Washington Heights, where my mother's is holding a little gathering, is having people bring items and food that can be shipped over to the island, and that's happening throughout the city in New York. So I'm glad that our people coming together and to help the people out in the island of Puerto Rico. But at the same time, I'm glad that is happening, so our people can finally wake the hell up, man, and realize, look, get away from the U.S., get away from the so-called white man that has had a chokehold on you for hundreds of years already.
Talk about how long have you been a part of the AOC, and how did you come into the truth?
I think this January will make 8 years that I've been in AOC. I came in this way of life just about 8 years ago. It's crazy because you have a lot of elder Israelites that go back to the old school who used to have public access channels. So one day I'm just flipping through the channels. I'm in my room flipping through the channels, and I see somebody with a mitre on, a turban on, and some shiny clothes. You look like something from outer space. So I'm looking at it and I'm saying, why does this dude dress like that? Looking crazy. I flipped the channel. Something told me to go back to the channel. As soon as I flipped back to it, he just happened to be saying something about so-called Puerto Ricans. So I tuned in. Then after that, I just started doing my research. I'm a heavy researcher. So ever since then, I started doing research. Then I just jumped in. So it's about in December to make 8 years. And I've been riding with my A.O.C. brothers, ever since then.
A little bit about Hashar and the profound effect that he had on you, because I know he did.
Yeah, definitely. Hashar is the one that always motivated me to do research and to stay focused. He always used to tell me, stay focused, because as people, when we come into consciousness and we shedding off, our old skin, sometimes it's an internal battle, certain things is hard to change within yourself, but he always used to tell me stay focused, and he's the one that motivated me to research and get heavy into studying. That way we could better teach our people and become better leaders to our people, guide more of our people into the light, into spiritual consciousness. So he's had a profound effect, and he still does. He's one of the greatest teachers I've ever met in my life, and the kind of spirit he has resonates with me, because kind of have this similar kind of spirit, Despite what y'all see on camera, Hashar is in person. You see that he's a funny dude, and he actually doesn't even like to be on camera. If you know him, he don't like to be on camera. But for the edification of our people, he'll do it. You know, because it's a bigger cause. It's a more important cause to teach our people. So he'll jump in front of a camera. You know, he's hardcore when it comes to pushing the word out. You know, A.O.C. is known for being a bit of a rowdy camp, but you know, we for our people 1,000%. Come.
Talk about, because I thought it was 2, but I think it's 3 new channels. Talk about what A.O.C. has got coming up with these 3 new channels, because it seems to be inclusive of a lot of different things when I look at the channels now.
Right, so we have 3 new channels. It's the A.O.C. 300, and we have the Alpha Omega Clan. So when you go on YouTube and type in Alpha Omega Clan, it's capital A, capital O, capital C. You see the A.O.C. logo. So prior to these channels being created, I know people have seen A.O.C. videos in the past on YouTube, but that was never any videos that we ourselves had put up before. That's not us filming ourselves. So we finally decided to jump into the arena. You know, every Israelite group has videos up, has their own channels, but we kind of shied away from that for a long time because we dealt mainly, you know, low-key amongst ourselves. So, and I guess that made a lot of people search more for A.O.C. or whatever. So now we finally jumping into YouTube land and putting our own videos out. So we have old footage coming out from years ago. We got current footage, and we got documentaries coming out, certain interviews coming out, and you know, we got a lot of things coming to our.
I love the animated joint.
Right. It's a brother, I believe. His YouTube name, channel is Carlito's Way, if I'm not mistaken. And he's the one that made the cartoons, and we didn't even know the brother personally, and he took it upon himself to make that cartoon, and now brothers are in contact with him, and brothers is working together with him, and you know, it's a blessing. I mean, that's a talent to be able to make a cartoon like that, and you know, that's talent. So shout out to Carlito's Way. Can I say something about something I wanted to speak on? Just came to mind because you did bring up Trump, and I don't know if many people are aware, but while everybody's focusing on, you know, love and hip hop and Cardi B's and what's going on with Kaepernick, which of course he's doing it for a right cause, but Trump focusing on Kaepernick is taking away from the attention to what he's really doing. He signed off on House Joint Resolution 76, where in Maryland and in Virginia, the police no longer need a warrant to step into your home. They no longer need a warrant to search your vehicle. And if it's happening in those states, you know damn well it's going to spread throughout all the states, especially here in New York. You understand? So it's coming little by little. Things that brothers been saying for years is happening little by little, little by little. The martial law will be coming. Now, when they take all our guns away, what are we going to do as a people? Because our people don't manufacture guns. We don't manufacture bullets. Our people got little AKs, little 38s, little 22s in apartments, whether legal or illegal. But once your bullets run out, what are you going to do? Because we don't own manufacturing companies for these weapons. The white man does. So what are we going to do? We're going to continue fighting as a people when things get worse? When he shuts everything down and supermarkets are shut down, there's no food, there's no water, especially here in New York that is so cluttered, what are we going to do? Who are we going to turn to? You understand? Are we still going to keep on fighting? You understand? I think that's what it's going to take for our people to finally cut the bullshit out and finally come together and focus on the real enemy. So it's time for our people to wake up. As the scripture says, it's high time to wake up, come out of darkness, come out of sleep, because these things are slowly coming to pass. When World War III happens, it is right around the corner. We all see it. What are we going to do as a people? You understand? So our main message is always to come up out of sleep, man, come together as a people, because we have a greater enemy out there, and he's turning up that monkey wrench on us. He's tightening his hands around our neck. So what are we going to do?
All right, peace, my brother. I just want to ask you, what made you choose Hebrew Israelite? Because I know it was a lot of stuff out there. You seen the Moors, you seen the Muslims, you see the Christians, you see the Comedics. What made you say, this is what I want to do. This is for me right here.
It's a great question. Like Baba asked, you know, I give partly the same answer. It was just me researching. You know, I grew up Catholic. If you know, Puerto Ricans, damn near 100% of us grow up Catholic. You understand? Our parents and grandparents, but just the message, man. You know, the message is come up out of the dark to set you in, man. You're not a so-called Puerto Rican. It's a name put on you by your slave masters. I always had a certain feeling towards the so-called white man, especially what they always been doing to our people. So when I seen that was part of the message, I realized, okay, these brothers is about it. So that's when I started doing more research, and I said, this is it for me. You understand? You know, no offense to the Moors, but you know, they go, oh, we're not black, or so on and so forth. White means this. Look, I will never claim the title of being white, no matter what it means on record or whatever. You understand? I will never claim that title, because that's not what we are. But it's just something that gravitated to me in my spirit. So that's why I chose Hebrew Israelite, and I advocate for it because it's the truth. Whether you agree with it, like it or not, you know, that's what it is.